Coach Friedman, the Labor Day Classic just a few days away. Your defense, of course, will be facing a tough challenge. You guys have a real tough challenge. You're going to be facing none other than Jordan Lewis. How do you guys feel you're going to be able to face that young man?
Well, you know, we pretty much just line down and play our defense. We're more concerned with doing the things that we do best than pretty much worried about potential threats. So we pretty much harp on what we do good as opposed to being afraid of a potential threat.
Speaking of that, what do you think you do well in particular?
Well, I think we play defense extremely well as a whole. We led the nation last year in takeaways and was in the top 5 in about 4 other statistical categories. We have with us a young man, Charlie Wilson, who is a 3-year starter for us, and you know he's made some outstanding plays. And, you know, we have returning our defensive coordinator, George Copeland, who I have no idea why isn't the head coach something like that. I don't expect to keep him very much longer, but he's a man of humility, just like our program calls for. And every year, you know, we're a tough defense, a defense to be reckoned with. So we play the run game extremely well, and when you pass the ball, we do a pretty good job in making sure that you pass it immediately.
Coach Freeman, I know this is a different year with a new coach for Miles, but take us back to last season, your win over Miles. What worked for you guys in that win?
Well, you know, we were on an extremely slippery slope last year because we had already had a pretty good season. We were awaiting the opportunity to go to the NCAA playoffs, and they would make that announcement, of course, after the game. And I think our kids were more consumed with that than they were with playing Miles College. So when we got out there, we had lackluster performances, and we nearly lost the football game. They had an extremely talented quarterback last year, and we had some problems with him, but they had players. I just think that at that point in time, they were going through transition with their coach. They had already made a decision on their coach. You know, they had it was inevitable that they were going to have a losing season. So the kids, I thought, were out there having fun, but you know, weren't playing for very much else. But I know that'll be different this year. I know that because the coach that they've hired, Coach Ruffin, is a proven winner. He's the type of person that, regardless of resources or what have you, he's going to go wherever and be successful immediately.
One final question, Coach. What song motivates Morehouse?
Well, with me, it's a gospel song. Our philosophy is, you know, don't do very much talking with your mouth. You know, do a lot of speaking with your hands. And I go back to the gospel song, "Let This Life That I Live Speak for Me." You know, I'm a Bible person, and you know, Jesus happened to spread the word to his disciples. You know, go out and spread the good news, and use words if you must. So we have to be men of action, and you know, measures such as this is pretty much for the fan, and will indulge. But most of the communication that you'll get from the Morehouse College program will come on Sunday night at 6 o'clock.
Right here at NBTV, we have none other than Coach Ruffin. Coach, we know you have been a phenomenal coach, of course, in defense, coaching none other than Tuskegee. Now you have been selected as Miles College head football coach. How do you feel about such a great game, being your first game, coming out coaching your first Labor Day Classic as a head coach?
I think kids are excited. They're kind of happy to get after some more colored jerseys instead of the same color jersey we've been going against each and every day at practice. I'm excited. You know, number one, this is my first rodeo as the head football coach. I'm at a great institution at Miles College. I'm honored. I'm happy. You know, just for the opportunity that the president, Dr. French, has given me as the being named head coach and being his head coach at Miles. We're excited. I know our kids are hungry, like I say, to get, you know, the opportunity to try to go out, you know, go against another opponent, you know, instead of going against each other every day. So they kind of been looking at each other every day for the last 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks of camp.
How different will the offense and defense look this year from last year?
Well, you know, of course, I was the defensive coordinator, and you know, of course, you have to win football games by being able to stop people, to have a defense. Defense win championships, as they say. My motto is if they can't score, they can't win. We want to make sure that we are fundamentally sound defensively, that we are fundamentally sound offensively, and that we are doing the things that we need to do fundamental-wise and lineman sounding on special teams, because you have to win on those 3 phases of the game. But our defense, you know, we do a lot of fundamental stuff, make sure our kids are playing fast, playing hard, getting to the football, make sure they're aligned and doing the fundamentals it takes to be successful on defense.
What are some of the keys to victory Sunday night against Morehouse?
Well, of course, you got to be able to stop people defensively. I think if we can slow Morehouse, which has a great program. You've seen your wide receiver in Hector. He's a big physical receiver, NFL prototypical type receiver. We have to make sure we minimize and slow him down. We're not game planning him, but we just make sure we locate him at all times.
Mr. Jordan Lewis, you are the man. Got a few questions for you, though. As you know, of course, Morehouse have been extremely successful over the last 2 years. Of course, they made the playoffs last year, being that was the first time making the playoffs in Division II football. I want to know, in terms of your ability, how do you feel like you're going to be able to break down that Morehouse defense?
Watching film, and they're very, very disciplined defense. They run to the ball. You see that play in and play out, and it's going to take a hard run to making that one guy miss in the box a lot of times, and that's kind of dangerous because if you get past that front line, it's nothing green behind them. So just got to, like I say, just make that one man miss and try to get upfield as quick as possible.
Jordan, Morehouse's linebacker, Charlie Wilson, he's preseason Defensive Player of the Year. What makes him so difficult to go against?
I can't really say so difficult, but I mean, all you can do is just work hard and prepare every weekend and week out. I mean, every team has that one guy who's going to be that leader and that hard work on their team, and you just got to do what you can to outwork them and come prepared to play.
Coach Ruffin, you have any thoughts on Charlie Wilson?
Well, like I told the offense, you know, to make sure we do what we need to do to be successful, and we don't back down from anybody. Whoever's the top dog, whoever's the leader on that defense, make sure we do a good job of getting after it. And after that game is said on Sunday, he chooses to stand tall, that he should be named the man. But when we do what we take, what we need to do to be successful, I think we'll be okay.
Coach, I got a question for you. Just as I asked Morehouse coach, of course, I want to know from you, this is your first year, you guys lead this particular battle between Morehouse and Miles. 23 games versus 16 games, 39 battles between the two schools. Do you feel like you have what it takes, you personally, to deliver the speech to your team to inform them we are the victors in this challenge between both teams? Can we continue to have the edge over this school?
Well, statistic, we don't get involved in that about who's leading in wins and losses. I make sure our kids know, number one, that we're playing a good football team. Number two, we're playing a team that just come off the NCAA and been ranked in the top of the conference for the last couple of years. Make sure our kids go out with their passion that we need to take care of our business. For us not turning the ball over, as I said before. Make sure our kids are doing what it takes defensively, not giving up big plays, and actually making a lot of big plays offensively. So if we can do that, I think we got a chance of being successful when it comes to Sunday. but it's going to be a dogfight, and I've been preparing our kids for a great showdown. Not to take Morehouse lightly because of their success in the past.
Another question, Coach. I know you pride yourself on defense, but Morehouse has a special one, none other than Mr. David Carter. Young man averaged 938 yards freshman season, sophomore season, 1,350 yards. What do you think your defense need to do in order to stop such an explosive running back?
We need to do defensively what we always, in our motto is defensive unit. We must stop the run first. Let's minimize and make them one-dimensional, which is passing. But to look at Morehouse, you got a great running back in Carter, and then you turn around, you got a great receiver in Hector. So it's kind of catch-22. But our kids need to make sure that we're doing everything it takes for us to do what we need to do to stop him, corral him, game tackle him, keep him corralled and balled up. If we do that, I think we have a chance of stopping that run. Of course, defensively, we must stop the run first in order to make him one-dimensional.
Coach, you got a new quarterback this season, Casey Weston, transferred from Northern Illinois. What do you think he brings to your team, especially to this game?
I think he brings a lot of winning attitude. He's been successful as a high school player at Prattville. He's also been successful in the junior colleges, what he's done in the junior colleges, and being redshirted up there in Northern Illinois, he was projected to be the starter up until the returning starter came back from shoulder injury. So we just, number one, thankful and grateful for the opportunity to have Casey. I think he's a great leader, along with Lester Jackson and also Jordan Lewis and Antonio Haggard, and those guys. You have a supporting cast. It makes his job a lot easier when you have weapons. So he's been a leader. Those guys have really been getting after and competing against the defense during camp. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see Casey in his first game. I'm excited to see our offense. I'm excited to see our team, see how they respond to that stranger. I always call the guys a stranger, which is that other jersey. So we couldn't get a chance to see that other jersey.
One last question. I asked Morehouse this question, and I have to ask you along with your player. Mr. Lewis, what is your favorite song?
Rashawn Mitchell, Nobody Great. That's a very spiritual song for me. It gets me through the day. I can play it over and over and over and over. And these guys that have been in my truck tells me, coaches, that's the only song we have. So it's a very uplifting song. And I always tell the kids that the good Lord made us all to be great. And so nobody greater than the good Lord. So that's what makes you be great. No weapon formed against us shall prosper.
I'll have to say, Matter Music, Yahweh. My mother's a very spiritual woman, and I know without God, there's nothing possible, and I can't do anything without Him. So I just give all the glory and praise to God, and just try to go out every day and make plays.
And there it is at the Media Day for the Labor Day Classic. It's going to be a great one, folks, at 6 p.m. at Legion Stadium here in Birmingham, Alabama. You guys stay tuned right here at NBTV.